Good afternoon to everybody, and excuse my poor English. Well, the used clothing business in Chile has started around 30 years ago. When the government changed, the economy was a real disaster, and there came an open market, slowly. And then came the used clothing. At the beginning, the used clothing really was to cover the needs of the people. And was very interesting, still is very interesting, because it's, don't say to anybody, 6 months winter goods. Well, everybody knows that. What we call winter goods in used clothing, some people imagine overcoats or, no, mostly it's long sleeve clothing. That is that the people are crying that they cannot sell. But we have the same problems that every other market. We suffer the same thing of the industry. Has the good things, but it's crowded. Then it's coming the same problem again. The business has an evolution. As I said at the beginning, was to cover their needs. But the economy was growing, and became a sophisticated market. But let's go to see Chile. If you see Chile is bordering with Bolivia, Peru, Brazil, Paraguay, Argentina, and Uruguay. And what is the difference? It's the only country which the used clothing is allowed legally. In other words, when you work, you can work and concentrate in your business, not in other matters. It's one of the countries with less corruption level. Now it's growing, but like every place. The Internet and globalization brought changes in the apparel market, bringing closer from China to lower cost and the coming for popular, unique, and mass brands that publics had no access. This is happening in Chile now. You have a lot of offer of cheap, brand new clothing. Which is the true is the market still prefers, a segment of the market, of course, still prefer used clothing because they have a culture of used clothing. They know that they can use, wash, recycle, and sometimes the new clothing that the department stores sell too cheap, they use for once, and they know. And they know because has been dealing in this market 35 years. At the same time, if you see there, which are the main locations where is concentrated the used clothing. Santiago is in the middle of the country. Between Santiago and Iquique, there are few towns. Most of the population come from the south, from Santiago to the south. Iquique is in the north, near the border with Bolivia. Then we have two big center distributions. One is Iquique, that mainly is for Bolivia and neighbor countries. That works in this way. They come to Iquique, they buy legally the goods, and they disappear with the goods. How they do? I don't know. And to be honest with God, I don't want to know. That is the real part of the market, and that's very interesting. These people buy any kind of compositions. Maybe you can fill a container with 45, 50 different items, because different locations in Bolivia have different weathers, and goes to Argentina, goes some to Peru, goes some to Paraguay, and so on. Peru is a good customers, and why they buy both? Because they have mountains. It's like California. You always need a sweater and a light jacket in the night or in the morning. And this is very interesting. The legal part is covered because Chile Well, first of all, let me tell you, this is what I was selling. Chile goes to Oruro, Bolivia. From Oruro, they sell the goods. It's unbelievable because Oruro, Chile, Bolivia is forbidden. But we have the customers every week buy. Then they say, how is everything? How is the government? Oh, we are okay. How do you are okay? Well, because everything is set up, okay? If you are happy, I am happy too. Well, from there, you have different weathers. You have La Paz, wherever it's always is cold. You have Santa Cruz, where always is warm. Then you have Cochabamba, then you have different weathers. And then you have close to Brazil that is very close. But the biggest population is living in La Paz and Alto La Paz. Alto La Paz is a new city, like, to say an example, Great Los Angeles, something like this, and they have 1 million population. All of them use clothing. It's a culture again. When the Chilean business born, at the same time born the Bolivian business. I'm looking at Bruce because he's saying yes, it means I'm okay because he's the master. Okay. The market has 2 major distribution centers, I told you that. The main marketing channels are sorting, importing, fairs, and shop. The later 2 are the retail. What means that you have different qualities. The problem is, to the people who want to export, has to be careful. Lower quality is being produced by the graders in Iquique. Then you cannot compete. Because the fixed expenses is already paid. What are they going to do with that? They sell cheap. This is one of the things that you have to take care of that. Don't believe that everything that shines is gold, especially in this business. In our personal experience, we developed a company that ranks Iquique to Santiago clothing and distribute market and Bolivia in among others. Our importer in Santiago that is responsible for covering the other markets of the country, not reached by Iquique and other providers. In other words, my company grade, produce, and buy. We want to split the risk. We want to be a big graders because all the things that you were talking about happen the same there. We try to make an average. Our last successful achievement, that doesn't belong to me, belongs to him, was the opening of the retail store. We were offered to the top of the line clothing. This is what I was showing you, how the goods go to all South America. And none of the countries, except Chile, is allowed. Where the goods come from? United States bring, United States brings credential, mixed rack, and small bales. Europe, mainly German, come in small bales or sacks. Our company, grading company based in Iquique. World sales in Santiago, we have 2 from where we distribute along the whole country. 7 retail stores in Santiago and our brand, BOW, that it means brand of the world. This is our factory in Iquique. How did we develop BOW? First selection of our grading in Iquique. PO system to get control of the stores. Camera system to monitor the stores. Give details of sales along the day, month, quarter, half, and year, the POs, the point of sales. Analysis each item separately to see the behavior that is taking. Knowing exactly amount to replenish. Plan of marketing. Facebook ad, Google AdWords, TV shows. Showbiz personalities that we were and they help us through social networks. This is one of the stores. This is the way that we present our goods. Our goals: increase our production in Iquique. We have a discussion anyway. Open 3 more stores in downtown area. Explore the South in search of markets with different qualities. This is our brand name of our stores. Anyway, I know probably there are a lot of questions maybe that you want to know about duties, amount of duties, transit times. I am open. I will open to answer all the questions that can help you. If you are okay with it, I am ready.
Luis, Paraguay used to be a big, big market.
Mm-hmm.
What's happened there? What's gone on that we just haven't seen?
I will give you the story of that. I was there, you know. Paraguay was in the border. In those times, 1995 was open market. And the market itself was very, very few. But they have a giant like a neighbor. In those times, the real, this Brazilian currency, was 1-to-1. Whatever you sell was cheap. And then there were excursions on Saturdays and Thursday coming from different towns from Brazil, even Sao Paulo, buses to buy everything. In that time, you can sell in winter goods in one day, retail $40,000 a day. Was amazing. One of the most booming market in the world. That is the reason that the Brazilian government start pushing and squeezing Paraguayan government to forbid. And that is not very difficult. If you want to know something about duties, something else,
about retail stores. How often do you do physical inventories in your retail store, and how often you do it?
I don't understand.
Physical inventories.
Yeah.
Do you make in your stores? And
Yes.
how often you do it?
Yes. Well, I will show you, we have a point of sale system that keeps you the inventory. Then you have 2 ways that we do. You have many ways. Everyone has their own way, but we have our way. Is you can have a total inventory that you do every 3 months from one store, and you keep rotating. And normally you take inventory of an item. We go and count per item because our inventory is electronic. We know exactly how many shirts do we have here, how many T-shirts, or whatever. This is the way that we do. And we expect a difference. The problem is, how much are you going to accept? 1%, 2%, I think it's acceptable. But when this climb, something is wrong.
Luis, Pablo, it's very important what is Luis saying, because in the past we used to make an inventory every month, but it's very expensive to us because we have to close the store half a day, 3/4 a day, and it's easy. And when you make a big inventory, you find big differences. And it's easy for us to take every week. We say, okay, in that store we will take an inventory of 3 items. And in that way, we are pushing the managers to keep clean of thieves, the stores.
Well,
Hello.
hello, Drew.
I saw that you guys buy European goods from Germany. has been any issues with the sizes, or have you been trying some other European?
I will tell you something. No, the good thing in Chile is you sell all the sizes. No, I don't sell double XL. There are some, yes, few, but from XS to XL, you sell everything. Because people likes bread. It's true.
Is the second country that eat more bread?
No, this is you know, it's true. I personally prepare some large size bales for special people. They ask to me, and flies. But what do you call size bale? This is not the size bales. XL, 2XL some, then that you go and you sell. If you prepare 6XL, you are going to sell. It's wipers. Pardon? Spain and Germany. Yeah. And well, every country has a particular qualities. If you want to get good jackets, you know, Germany is a place that they use heavy coats, but also for the people of the industry, it's changing the technology of the clothes. This is our problem in our business. In the past, oh, what a heavy jacket, you are going to be warm. Right now, they give you a jacket of 300 grams, and you feel more comfortable and more warm. And the people start, I want that brand name, I want that brand name. That makes difficult our business every day. Technology is coming soon to the clothing too. We have to be careful about that.
This will be for Ezequiel. I would like him to explain a little bit more of what you do with the advertisement and how you put up the stores, because they have become very popular in Santiago, especially with the younger crowd. So it's a trend that you have with the stores that I would like you to share that information.
I have the same question.
At first, good afternoon, everybody. I came from Argentina, that is a country with the double population of Chile. So in Chile, it's really easy to arrive to the TV shows, to the radios, to the musicians. So they look to you and you look to them. And an example, 2 months ago, came from a TV show and asked them, can you wear us? Of course. And they tweet you, they put you in the TV, they put you on the radio. The last time, 2 weeks ago, there was an event of all the people of the TV and the radio. And one journalist asked to a girl, who wears you, Bo? I didn't know that. They did with the manager, they make an arrangement, and that's make easy to us to be popular, you know. And the other thing is the look of the stores, you know. In the past, in Chile, the stores were really bad. In canasto, como
In baskets.
in baskets. The people used to put the goods in baskets. Today, there is no difference between a new store and a used clothing store, you know? So the people feel more comfortable, it's more sophisticated, as my dad says. And if you give that to them, you will be popular, you know?
But let me give you a little more information about that. People used to put baskets in the stores. Right now, those baskets move to the free market or fair markets, where you can find cheapest quality. Usable, good, but cheapest. And when you go to a used clothes business, You have to be that way. If not, it doesn't pay. Because the salaries are the same, the rent is the same, then you have to add value. But different is you have to leave that the old way, basket, everything that way, and that will go to the fair market. The people still doing fair market, a lot. But it doesn't pay for you.
I don't know if you can say in the picture, in the bottom of in the left, you see a picture guy. Every 6 months we make a photo campaign, and we distribute the pictures in the web and in the social networks, and that helps you because you move like a brand of new clothing. You know, it's a concept that you make, and that helps you to be more popular. You know.
The other thing is important to say, everybody is suffering the weather impact. Chile too. And the problem is, in March, you were starting to use the warmer. Right now it's May and you are using the t-shirts. And what's the problem is? Is a shorter winter? I should say no, but has moved. And then in November, when it's supposed all the people used to be in the t-shirts, everybody's using a sweatshirts or something else, or a windbreaker or whatever. That means you have to adjust your way of buying and your inventories, because you have to understand what is coming, and that you have to learn. It's not easy because you pay with blood. It's not easy. Anyway, like I said before, it's an open market. Everybody is welcome. The good thing is you pay your taxes, you pay your duties, and you work. It's the only market that still remain, and like I said before, has a culture. Ezekiel told you about the TV show. They come to you and they have morning shows where the people is making the cleaning the house, or the women are staying there cooking or whatever. The people who can save, of course, many people works. And they make shows, and they go sometimes to these kind of stores, and they go like any other store to used clothing stores. When the season starts, like this offer, see how can you save money, you can buy, it's new, it's $100, uses 20, it's almost new. Well, all that kind of advices, and they come to your store and make a show. They bring beautiful models, they start dressing up and showing, but it's not only with my store, please, it's everybody who has a nice store.
The people don't want to buy the same t-shirt as their friends, you know? They want to buy the single t-shirt.
Well, this is something important that he says. This is our big defense in this industry. You will never, difficult to find the same piece twice. And this is the difference that we have to defend. If you want to buy the same t-shirt, you can print 70 millions. But if you find this particular t-shirt, probably you will not find the same in my store that is just across the street from my own store. And this is very important that Chilean people look very much, because when you are a few population, if you go to the department store, it's look an army. Everybody use the same. That is another important factor. Right or wrong, sir? Then in used clothing, you find your own jacket. Nobody else has. Especially not in America, because it's so wide country, so many population, like in Europe. But in Chile, it's in the city, you have 2-3 million people. And in this, you have all around the countries around 17 millions. Boom, boom, boom. In the small towns, everybody goes and buy the same jacket. And this is very popular, the used clothing. Well, I don't know if everybody else has a question.
At least two more.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you do with the residual inventory left over after the month or after your markdown cycles? What do you do with the remaining inventory? How do you mark it down, or do you put it on the open market after that?
My store, yes. Well, like I told you, we have a center where we process the goods to go to the stores. I give you an example. I import the bale. I open up the bale, and we decide which is for the stores and which is we have to sell like a sale, but in bale. And with an example, if in the bale I take 70%, the 30% I collect, I make mixta or I make the item, all depends the quantity, and I sell in the wholesale. But the good thing is we don't lie to the people. And there are special customers who sell cheap goods and are waiting dark productions. They know, we explain them. It's our own bale with our own tag. I don't mix with the other people's bales because it's not fine. This is the way that we get rid of when we open the bales. And the store returns, we pick up and we bale and sell in the whole market sale too. But we pull a store return. It's different quality. The first one was a reject. The second one is a cloth that have been not sold in 30 days.
So how much do you take back from the store?
It depends on how is our inventory of the item. If I am short of bale of T-shirts, I will keep 45 days. If I am with many T-shirts, I take out in the 28 days, 4 weeks. Every label of any piece has the date when it arrived to the store. So the manager has to clean the store every day. Okay, this is expired.
Every day
expired.
we get.
Every day
is, we dispatch, and every day we bring back returns.
The big stores any day receive more or less 600 pieces. And 1 or twice a week, they send the return.
One thing that I want to add is very important. It's very difficult to have, don't hurt your wholesale stores with your retail stores. This is very, very difficult, but you can do it. It takes time, but when I buy a load or I produce, this belongs to the stores. This does not belong to the stores. You have to have a discipline. If you don't have discipline, you have problems. And then the people still believe in you. Can do a good thing if you know how to manage. Because I want the same quality that you have in the store. Okay, this is. But you have to be very clear with the people.
There was a question.
My mom asks, how large is your store in square meters?
My store's over 2,000 square feet, 200 meters, over.
These kind of stores, they have 400 square meters. Then we have another couple stores of 100 meters, 150 meters, more or less.
Puede preguntar en español, yo le traduzco.
Bueno, sí. Dice que anda entre 400 metros cuadrados cada tienda. Y las tiene en las zonas altas del país.
No.
No, zonas populares.
Sí. Again, he is asking me where do I have the stores, in the high level class or lower class. I will say you, it's in downtown that everybody goes. People is not ashamed to buy used clothing in Chile. It's open to say, they are not ashamed. But I don't want to clash with my own customers in fair market. Then I don't open stores in the low places, lower income places. And in the uptown, the people, we have two, but it's high mid class, we call Providencia. This is the proper place. But I tell you, people in Providencia goes is workers that work at banks, people who ski, people who have a good level of living, and they buy. And the other people in downtown, you have any kind of people, because you have workers, you have people who live there, people who come in and come out every day.
Las tiendas que tiene como en las zonas populares, ¿qué precio maneja? Blusa, camisa, pantalón.
We have different prices according the level of the goods. But normally we try to put good quality to keep one price. Good quality of shirts is a price. You want to know how much?
Sí, sí.
All depends, all depends. I cannot tell you. I can tell you it's $7 a piece, $8 a piece, $10 a piece. A common clothing. I mean, this one,
Por ejemplo,
not
esa
a
blusa.
jacket.
Ajá. Por ejemplo, la blusa que está exhibida ahí, la celestita, o el suétercito ese.
That costs
A
$8.
blouse may cost between $7 to $8, but that price includes 19% of VAT. It's included in the $7, okay? Yeah, it's the VAT in Chile is 19%. That it's included in our prices. So we work with Credential, with mixed racks, and we buy to other-
Suppliers.
to graders. No, only clothes and shoes and accessories. We have 5 stores in the downtown, okay, and we have in the middle neighborhood that is called Providencia 2 stores. The first selection, the cream, we send to Providencia. That goods there go to Bandera, that we call to the area of the downtown. So we pass from Providencia to the downtown and from downtown to the Bay. 7.
Okay. Any other questions?
I think I would like to get back to the delivery of Credential to Chile, because there's many collectors in here who are interested in the future of delivering Credential to Chile. And there has been quite a period where it's not been so much we have sent to Chile from Garson and Shaw. And what do you think about the future of quantities that will go into that market?
The problem is this, it's been a change, and with all the fixed expenses going up, people try to reduce the amount of goods to grade. Like we were talking with you and Lina, is not to use grade they are so cheap like used to be before. In other words, we were talking with, the guy who made we suffer the same, sorry, I don't remember your name. Yato. We are suffering the same problems. Worldwide, the fixed expenses grow up, and not only the salary. People are saying, oh, how we had to run away from America. We go to the less developed countries. And this is not real true. You have find other problems, productivity, problems like different mentalities. Then you have problems about the law, problems with the mordida, problems with this, and then there's, all the Latinos laugh. And it's not so easy. The problem, I think, the future is going to be to have good alliances. You have this, I have that, and it will take time, but this is going to be the future, because I think it's very complicated. The salaries is going up outside too. It's only a few countries, but who wants to grade in Pakistan? I don't. Not because it's not what people, it's too far, it's not the same infrastructure, it's good. But even people from Pakistan come, many of them, and say, I try, I fail. I try, I fail. You know, this is always going to be a matter, in my immediate opinion, of logistic. You have to put all the things in the scale and get a proper decision. And not always the cheapest is the best. That is my immediate opinion. We were talking with you and we agree that.
My question is, how much duty do you pay on a container for used clothing?
Pardon? The duty, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
How much duty do you pay for a...
Chile has an universal duty of 6%. That's it. Used clothing have an extra 3% that convert it in 9%. But it's not going to be under the value of the invoice. It's going to be under the value of customs, which is very reasonable. They have a scale for pants, dresses, this, and it's a fee and a CIF a price that the custom puts on that goods. And let's say an example. This item is $1 a kilo. $1 a kilo, CIF. Then you, no matter what you pay on freight, no matter what you pay insurance, no matter what you pay the cost, they say it's $1, okay? Sometimes it's under, but you have to know what to do because what you don't pay in the income, you pay in the outside. You have to take care of that in the exit. And it means in the $1 you pay 9 cents. It's a very reasonable duty.
Yes, I have a question here. It looks like from the map you showed that the gateway into South America was via Bolivia.
Yeah.
With the arrows.
Yeah.
Could you come into a little bit more and say how it is with some of the bigger countries like Bolivia, Venezuela, Colombia, Argentina, and Brazil about how the market is? Because it is all prohibited as well. It is in Mexico, but almost every city, village in Mexico, you can buy second-hand clothes. How is it? And the second question, why has it become Bolivia, which, as I know, has a very bad growth structure and supporting all of the South American countries?
The beginning of the story is that the Bolivian market was opened. Then they start making the business with the free zone in Chile because they are Mediterranean, they don't have a harbor. Today they are in Haya discussing about the war in the past, I don't know. And they don't have a harbor. They don't then help Chile to jump up in the free zone. All the free zone in Iquique works mainly for the Bolivian market. New, used, whatever. And since the beginning. Later on, to be honest, the Bolivian come and say, you have to, I tell them, man, pay the duties, it's cheap. No, we do our way, since everything, since always. And they keep doing the same way. They bring the goods in the country. Honest to God, I know how más o menos, more or less, but it's not my business. And over there, since there, they split the goods. In the past, used to be trucks and trucks and trucks going Paraguay. Again, not for Paraguay, for Brazil. Then Brazil start squeezing, boom, and close and close and more controls. And finally they stop the market. Mostly the goods are going into Bolivia and Peru. Peru became a very, very popular market now. They buy containers through Bolivian customers. You sell a container for a customer in Bolivia, and maybe she didn't open the container. He gives the container, take the money, and that's it. Mostly of them, some of them do that. This is the volume, that is a big volume that you can see the internet, how much they buy and go to Iquique. It's almost 250 loads per month in Bolivia, and Santiago is another thing. Plus the loads that you That includes what you grade in Iquique, no? But there are people who export containers to them. They use some people in Iquique that make the papers, well, like an agent. Yes?
The map that you showed us earlier, we saw that the goods going into Iquique primarily go into Bolivia and then fan out into all the other regions. From the free zone in Iquique, can they sell into Chile?
Yes, absolutely.
Is that a
I feed
percentage?
my stores. Free zone is a free zone. What I do every week, I pay the duties and the VAT and introduce freely the goods in my country. I send a truck from Iquique to Santiago. And then I mix my goods. I put my own production, I need something that I bought from somebody else, and they feel a load. Every week or sometimes more, all depends on the season.
So what is the advantage for you to take it to Iquique and then why can't you bring it directly?
I can. But really, the freight ocean is the same. But the problem is, I combine because I sell into Bolivia too. My own production and sometimes bales, all depends. If I buy a good item and I have inventory, people from Bolivia say, I want this from X, my production or the supplier. Then I have two markets. And one thing, I give you it for free. The trucks going north cost a lot of money because the goods that the people in the north consume, it's a very, very expensive to transport it going north. But going back, coming down to the south, they come on ferry. In transportation, no, Gloria, ferries, they come empty. Then we put the used clothes in with a very cheap fare.
Can the exporter do anything to help you? Like, do we do first grade here in the US or rough grade to simplify things for you on the credential side? Like we pick up first grade like the garbage, something save you money on shipment, duty, and labor, the exporter in the US.
I don't understand the question, sorry.
I
Sorry,
said
my
the
English.
exporters in the US,
Yes.
can they help you if they do first grade here in the US to save you money on certain item you cannot sell in Bolivia or Chile or?
You are talking table grade?
No, like on the credential
Yes.
side, can we do rough grade to save you money on shipment, on?
You can do whatever you want.
No, not what we want. Of course, I'm glad I can do what I want. We are try to help to team up, to benefit.
Yes, I buy containers from people who grade in America.
No, not grading, it's just rough grade, just move certain item.
Yes, some people do it in this, some people do that model. They make the primary, clean the credentials, send the good stuff, and yes.
So they do that.
This is a market for that.
Perfect. So
there is a market, especially in Iquique. Especially in Iquique, not in Santiago.
no, I'm saying here in the US.
Export from the US to Iquique, the primary, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, you can do it. They have the same treatment for everything.
Any other questions? Okay. Thank you, Luis.